Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Malbeefance channel. Excuse me. This is episode 19 in our series replay for Strategic Command WW2 War in the Pacific. I hope everybody is enjoying following along with this. I know that my narration has not been as verbose as it has been in the last two series. Um, I'm just really intense with this because this is actually a new experience for me with this particular uh, installment of Strategic Command. So I don't know what to expect around the corner. I thought that I did because I had played Strategic Command World at War. I thought that I would be ready for this going into it cold. Uh, there's not there's not a lot of change between handling the Imperial Japanese in World at War uh, as here in War in the Pacific, but there are enough changes to have completely derailed my expectations. And so as the game unfolds, it's getting more intense for me, if I can use that word. Um, and I just tend to get a lot more focused, and I'm not carrying the narration along as I normally would. So I apologize if I'm boring anybody. It's not my intention. Um, but anyways, that's the story behind that. So here we are. Um, Things are starting to heat up again. I'm finally starting to make some progress with the Japanese forces in China and in Australia. The Pacific Ocean, I consider as kind of a stalemate. Maybe I'm on the losing side because obviously the Americans are getting forces past me to India. Now, I don't know if the Americans are able to send forces to India from the other side of the map. Okay, I'm pretty sure that they're bringing them through or around Australia. So if anybody knows anything about that, please drop me a comment. Let me know um, so that I can react accordingly if you don't mind. All right, so let me go ahead and advance the turn and see what we get. So we're up to October of 1943, a little bit more than halfway, coming up on Halloween, and we still have 40 turns left, so we still have more than half the game to go. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to start feeling the weight of American industry here pretty soon. So communist partisan activity in China, as always, and our bombers in Fiji hindering supply to Australia. All right, raiders disrupting Solomon convoys, but not Burma this time. So submarine warfare research development is now up to 50%, halfway there. And hey, this is the first time we broke 700 for our upcoming um, turn resources. Awesome. You love to see it. All right, so are the nationalist Chinese going to try and support the Allied forces in Burma? I can understand why they would want to do that, but looking at the forces they have available, it might not be a smart move. There's an Australian destroyer taking on one of mine. The Americans making pushes towards Rangoon. So I believe the Allies are aware that I have bombers, tactical bombers in the Singapore area, and that's why they're pulling their naval forces, those submarines and destroyers, they're pulling them out of the Straits of Malacca. It might also be because they need to resupply. combination of the two, maybe. So the Americans detect a break in my lines. They're going to do what they can to push forces through it. The computer is usually pretty good at that sort of thing. It sees a hole in the lines. It tries to shove through as much as it can. Maybe not always the smartest thing. Tokyo Rose starts broadcasting on Japanese radio. If you have never heard of her, I recommend looking her up. Basically, what it boils down to is the top 100 tunes of the day being played with all kinds of propaganda in between. Chairman Mao inspires his forces ready to fight the Japanese. And already moving on to the next turn. Okay, so not a lot of happening on the Allied side there as far as combat's concerned. And our intelligence spots maritime bombers in San Diego and a battleship just off San Francisco Bay. Japanese morale is boosted on holding a Greater East Asia Conference with its allies. So now our morale is actually pretty good on the Japanese side. But hey, I'll take whatever additional help I can get. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any more alerts. So let's go ahead, let's go ahead and deal with this destroyer. Oh, shot up a lot of my airplanes. He's going to have to pull in somewhere. Can I change him back to fighters? Nope. Oh! Oh, what a lucky find. Holy smokes. Look at this. Look at this. Anybody behind them? I'm starting to see a pattern here. I'm getting the impression that the transports are coming 4 at a time. Alright, he's got some supply back. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, it's worth it taking everybody off a station in order to get these guys. Ah! Oh, a bunch of transports evade damage from aircraft. Lucky. Alright, we got all 4 transports. That was a major victory. Well, I think it was a major victory. But I mean, if there's like 16, 20 more transports back here, that really doesn't do me any good. Alright, let's get these guys out here. See if we can find anything else coming. And I'm going to have to cycle a lot of these guys in for supply. Where's the artillery? Alright, that takes care of that threat. Alright, so I'll keep him in reserve in case we see that submarine again. I gotta move fast. All of those transports are basically telling me that the United States is doing its best to reinforce Australia as quickly as possible. Alright, so we're on the road in Australia. So for the time being, I'd like to move him down here to try and counter those maritime bombers. Let's see if that carrier can do it. Get a couple of cruisers guarding for him. And the battleship, since this carrier's in port. He's got to keep the pressure on that port. But I'm going to need to repair him next time. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for the Pacific Islands. Alright. Do I want to do that first? So what I'm thinking is, do I go ahead and sledgehammer Australia, or do I send some of these guys to Burma? So I'm thinking that I go ahead and I send them to Australia because we've got this. I can split it up and keep pressure on Chongqing, take the city, hopefully. And then I can basically, it looks like I'm going to unhinge nationalist Chinese defense if I go ahead and I take the capital and the industrial center here. So that leaves me some units here that I can send down towards Burma to help back up my troops here. So with that being the case, probably need another HQ. I probably need another HQ down in Australia. I mean, I've got two down there right now. I keep forgetting I want to speed run these guys. All right, there we go. All right, so how many can he? He's got 8. He can do 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 4 more. So 15. So yeah, so between the two of them, they've got enough to cover all of those guys. All right, anything going on around here? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I can actually see. So we'll just leave him here. Get him his elite reinforcements. Oh. While I'm thinking about it, let me have a look. What do we got coming? Okay, 2 carriers, submarine, light cruiser, anti-air. All right, so let me go ahead and get a garrison. That'll be the garrison for here so I can get this guy out of here. All right, anything we can do? Yep. Yeah. They took last turn off. Maybe we're doing more damage to them than I think. That would be good. 1 to 1, 0 to 1. How close can I get you? Would have been nice if I could have taken him out, but it makes it more of a race to get troops out there. Okay, so they're the tactical bombers. Excuse me. All right, let's keep focusing on Chongqing. That's the more important target. That clears the approaches. I shouldn't have done that, but because the artillery's out of position, they can't move any closer. Let me at least get him into position so he can attack. He's got to move up. Do I have anybody? Could use the anti-air unit as a garrison back here. Excuse me. Switch these two. No, pulling him out there is not a good idea. I wish he could get into this hex. If I move him here, let me have a look at supply real quick. Okay. All right, so move him here and then maybe I can get him across the river. So one of these two guys might be able to move into this mountain hex. Let's try it. All right, that did not go well. Yeah, I know it could have been worse. Oh, 1 to 5, 0 to 5. Ah, you bums. There we go. Don't let him get away. Yeah, probably should have reinforced him first. All right, so I'm thinking, do I want to send this guy down to Burma? Do I want to send him over here? Do I want to send him? Well, I don't want to send him to Australia. I got plenty. I should have plenty of troops heading down there now. We'll see how that unfolds. All right. So I think that is going to do it for tactical combat and operational movement. Oh man, getting that convoy. Whew, that is a load off my mind right there. All right. Yep, so that is, what do we got? 343. I'm trying to max out research. I mean, I know I should be purchasing some more units, but I'm trying to max out research and then I'll go purchase more units because I feel like I don't have plenty of units, but at the moment, my headquarters, you know what? I just realized what I want to do. Do I have enough for a headquarters unit? No, I do not. So, alright, so we're just going to save everything. So that way I can buy a headquarters unit next time. Alright, just out of curiosity. No, they're only down 3 points. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and advance a turn, see what we get. And the turns are getting a little bit longer. The last couple of episodes have been 40, 45 minutes. I may have to shift to just doing one turn per episode. All right, Lord Mountbatten takes over Southeast Asia Command. This is a storied family here. Um, I could talk all day about the history of the Mountbattens. I just like with Otto Skorzeny, okay, this is a Lord Mountbatten here. Um, he is a storied character. You definitely, or excuse me, storied person. So you definitely want to check if you're a history buff or you just like you're amazed by real people doing Hollywood style things. Um, Here you go. Here's another person to check out. The whole family. All right, MacArthur is angry at Mountbatten's appointment. Yep, because Mountbatten's going to steal the limelight. All right, scientists report command and control development up to 55%. Look, MacArthur was a good general. I'll give him that, but he was a prima donna. All right, so Solomons, we're still losing there. Probably because of the troops on New Britain. I just thought of that. I thought it was that headquarters unit, but no, it's New Britain. So we're back down below 700. Not that far, though. Oh, 14th Air Force gets intercepted. Are they going to try that again? Take one of those interceptors in southern China and move him up north. I got to remember to do that. Alright, looks like another nationalist push up north. There we go. Now, is that still the Holland or is that another U.S. sub? Well, there was no long hang time on moving transports. Alright, so we found a unit in Hawaii. What's this here? The success of our Greater East Asia Conference provides us with an opportunity to mobilize support in the Philippines Republic. It is proposed to raise a patriotic association of Filipinos that can serve as a garrison, either to quell disturbances or help defend against an Allied invasion. Raising this I'm not going to attempt it. Raising this garrison unit in the service of the Philippines Republic will cost 30 production points. Would you want to do? Yes. The more the merrier. Let's do this. Not in a great starting location, but all right. In the wake of our Greater East Asia Conference, now is the time to strengthen our empire, and we can do so by assisting in the raising and arming of an organization called the Defenders of the Homeland, Pembela Tanah Air, or PETA, in what were formerly the Dutch East Indies. So that's how PETA got their start. All right. Well, they've come a long way. Providing them with 30 production points will enable them to deploy a garrison unit to Batavia. This unit will be independent of the Japanese Army, although it can be commanded and supplied by Japanese HQs. Would you like to approve this formation? Yes, because it relieves a garrison unit I've already got there that can go up to Andaman Islands. Alright, so that is going to be it for reinforcements and updates. Alright, so the reason I saved all of those points last turn, so I can get a headquarters unit, let's go ahead and purchase that now. Get him on a transport. Pray this isn't a mistake. Whew. A-team. Nope, that's the catch a lot. So I wonder where Holland went. Alright, before I get distracted with Southeast Asia, let's head on back out to the Pacific. And let's start rotating folks through resupply. Or not. Anybody else out here? Oof. Can he make it? No. I wanted to get him into port so I could repair him at the same time he's getting resupplied. Let's have him do a quick search. Listen to me, quick search. The flight from Fiji to Samoa, that was probably about 4 hours. Yeah, I'm just going to have the whole fleet come in. Alright, the submarine, nope, even the submarine is down a little, but he can stay out just a little bit longer. Tell you what, let's have him head out this way to help with keeping an eye on things. Alright, how are these guys doing for supply? A couple of them are running pretty low. Alright, pull him in close. Oh, and there we go. Alright, didn't need him after all. Alright, so some of these guys have got to get resupplied, so let's start pulling back. So I can do that. Oh, excuse me. Alright, that links them up. Anybody else close enough to get the bomb group? Actually, he is. Fantastic. Alright, now we know they got at least a garrison in Rockhampton. And they still do. Probably garrisons. No, I don't. Okay. But still, though, I got to get somebody out there. Keep an eye on things. Oh, that's as far as he can get. Okay. Actually, need to pull him out for a moment so that I can get all of these guys in there. No? Oh, no, the port's... it's not repaired enough for him to land. There we go. Yeah, I know. The guys at New Britain are just watching all these transports go by. So it's not like my movements are hidden. I was hoping they might have done some damage. Alright. Now, do I go after Alice Springs? Head down to Port Augusta? Well, actually, this is going to be the big deciding factor right here. So, no, there's no way to expand supply out from here. So that means I might have to make a... He's only got 2 supply. He's only got 3, 4. So pushing this way, it's going to be difficult just to get to Karumba. May have to use transports, bring them all around this way. Probably be the easier way to do it. Paratroopers can't launch from there. May have to leave him here in case Allied units come up this way. Alright. Enough of that. Oh. Can I finally get him out of there? Yes, I can. So you know what you're going to do? I keep saying I need to get somebody at Perth. So we've cleared out the Solomons. And he's just one guy. Well, I got 2. If I get these guys together, they could probably assault New Britain. Or I could have him hit the New Hebrides. All right. Yeah, we're going to try and take the New Hebrides. I know New Britain is a thorn on my side, but they don't have any aircraft here, so that's my biggest worry. So where would be a good launching point for him? Oh, probably right where he's sitting, but I've already paid for the transports. All right, anything else to do out here? I don't believe so. All right, as much as I would like to send him to Southeast Asia, I need some more support up here. Because these guys are basically locked in place until I get garrisons out here to allow them to be able to move around. So the Communist Chinese have level 2 weapons also. Let's keep it defensive up here for now. Alright, so move the escorts. And do we do it? Are we going after Chungking? They've got artillery support. Nobody can get into that hex. Bummer. Oh, hey, hello. Ah, nuts. I was hoping he'd have a movement point left we could attack. He's got to get closer. Do I need anybody there? No, I don't. Okay. And he stays there. I got to get the artillery closer. So now the headquarters has got everything. Yep, between those two headquarters, I've got everything. I've got everything covered. Can he get in there? Yes, he can. All right. So next turn, we should be able to go after one of these two hexes. Unless they leave that headquarters unit there, in which case that'll be the target. Alright, so that takes care of China, mainland China. Now over here, he is in big trouble. I can't reach the fighters. I was hoping to drop some bombs on him. I don't want to move this guy too much further away from Rangoon. I don't get too much supplies up in through here. Maybe having him here will change it. Let me have a look. Not a whole lot. I can get him out of there. Perth has managed to save itself another day. It occurs to me that I'm going to need at least 2 units for Perth. I'm sure that at the very least they've got a garrison there. Um, and it's going to take an attack from 2 different units to go ahead and clear out 5 strength garrison. Because if I do an amphib, the amphib's going to land here or here. So they can't do an attack first with the amphibs and then um, a landing. At least now I can get this guy down to Davao. All right, anything else I need to move around? I think that's going to do it. So what do we got for Moolah? 312. So double up on advanced fighters. They're about to make a breakthrough. Maybe in like 2 turns. Advanced tanks, can always use more of that. But no, now that we got money coming in, let's go ahead and make cheaper stuff. Double up on that. Leaves me with 92. Can I get a garrison with that? Yes, I can. Nanjing garrison. That way it starts already in mainland China. Alright, so that is going to do it for this episode. Once again, thank you all very much for tuning in, and if you've stayed with me all this time, please leave a like and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the game so far and this particular run through, my strategy and all that. Always happy to hear your comments and suggestions. Don't forget, if you know somebody that likes this kind of content, please share it with them. I'd like to try and get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, if that's possible. Sooner, it'd be even greater. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hopefully, I'm back on track to be able to release videos Wednesdays and Sundays. I mean, I don't see anything preventing me from doing that in the immediate future, but you know how life loves to throw you curveballs. All right, well, thank you all very much one more time, and I will see you on the next one.